What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with my own review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Forgive me, I know it's late, but y'all, I'm just disgusted with what this reunion has shown because I did watch the original reunion where they did air the grooming conversation on my Follow TV app before it got cut. And Destiny, you are a low down dirty bitch. That is all I'm going to say about it. I will give my commentary on that part of the reunion clip when I get done. So we are back where we left off, which is Kimmy doing all this yelling and screaming to defend the fact that she didn't like Melody engaging in the conversations about Maurice's DUI. Girl, Kimmy, I'm over it at this point. Very much over it. Girl, production knew you didn't want to talk about it, but we had to talk about it because it was done while y'all were filming. His mugshot was on the show. What the hell are we supposed to do? Be understanding, give you guys some grace. Where was that grace when Melly and Martell's business was out there? No, y'all talked about it every chance y'all get. Make it make sense. You cussing and moving your head side to side, using the rhetoric that when Mel don't like to talk about something, we respect it. But when we want to talk about something, she shuts us down. Give me an example. Give me an example when Melody was shut down conversations that she didn't want to talk about. Y'all asked her about the Revenge P this season, and she told you without being prodded and poked. Y'all asked her about the Warren. She said it without fail. You asked her about her name changing ceremony that was on social media. So please give me an example when Mel has ever shut down a conversation or shut down a topic she didn't want to discuss. Let me know now. Because your energy is completely misplaced, it's misdirected. You need to turn around to your Uncle Fester ass nigga next to you. Project all of that anger that you really are trying to not give to him because you don't want to give it to him for some odd reason because he deserves it. He's the one who had the DUI. He's the one who decided to hit a pole. He's the one who decided to go back to black and go back to drinking like it was nothing. Make it make sense, Kimmy, please. After all that yelling and screaming, when Mel had already knew you didn't want to discuss it, but she realized that I had to do a job and I wanted to ask you questions. I knew after you told me you didn't want to talk about it, that was it. But you want to say, let's wait for all the facts. There have been plenty of things all over social media that y'all have never waited for the facts. Y'all have had your own opinions. Y'all have speculated. Y'all have had assumptions. You can fucking miss me. Kimmy, like I said, you asked her about the warrant. She gave you a reason why for the warrant. You had to give her the benefit of the doubt. You can fucking miss me. Now, Melody says, I've never told anybody that they cannot address anything to me. I've never said, don't bring your feelings to me. I don't want to hear about how I feel, how it makes you feel. Here go Destiny, looking for a moment every time. And you know who she wants to have this moment with? Mel, because she's not getting any attention. So she wants to say that they're just not receiving it when they're being brought to you. Meaning Melody doesn't give proper space to people when they're letting her know how certain things have made them feel. Girl, Destiny, you and your baseball titties can go somewhere, okay? And she didn't give her the energy. She said, I am talking to Kimmy and Carlos. Destiny got to have an excuse by saying, but everybody can have an opinion, so I'm giving my opinion. Yeah, but no one asked for it, Destiny. Nobody has ever asked for your opinion. We don't want to hear about your opinion. And you might want to take your own advice. Because you want to call out Mel that she was over talking other people. They're not getting a word in. She's being hypocritical. She's not using decorum. Where was the fuck your decorum, Destiny? When you wanted to set Tisha up with Martell, where was your decorum? When you never told Martell to stop talking about Tisha, where was your decorum? Girl, get out of here with that shit, please. And that was an A and B conversation. See yourself somewhere else. You, for moments, Destiny, please. But this is reminiscent to what Melody has witnessed from Destiny interrupting her, chiming in for no reason. The talk about it party that she was doing the most. But again, she's not listening. She just wants to have something to say because Destiny likes to hear the sound of her own voice. So we got Marceau underneath his breath thinking that he's telling Destiny, gather her up, gather her up. I don't know what she's gathering. She's not gathering anything. She's just talking. I don't know if Marceau was toying with Destiny, believing that she was doing something by telling Melody to take it. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like Marceau really don't fool with Destiny like that. But this is just her trying to have her attention. From ignoring her Melody felt like, okay, well, we discussed it. I told her why I didn't want to talk about it anymore, but she kept asking. So we cleared things up and it was a great conversation. And once she told me how she felt, I never talked about it again. Same with Maurice. And they knew that. This is the kicker part. They already had their resolve from how Kimmy and Maurice felt of Mel asking questions. So why are we trying to make it seem as if y'all never had the conversation? Why are we trying to make it seem as if Melody just disregarded y'all wishes when she never did? Carlos want to say, it seems like you guys have all been able to show a level of mutual respect. While you guys aren't the best of friends, but you guys do have that camaraderie with one another, that y'all can have good conversations and clear things up. Absolutely, they can. She has very high level of respect for Kimmy, but Kimmy don't have no respect for Mel. Her mind is so clouded to make sure she is defending her man when her man has embarrassed her. Okay? But then again, she said, listen, that was a great conversation we had, and me and Nell ended up having a great conversation when she asked me to come over to the bridal shop. It was light, it was good, based off of what I saw, but finding out that 6 weeks later she had an issue, and I didn't even know she had an issue. While Maurice is speculating, wondering why did Nell wait 6 weeks to tell Mel that she had a problem. She doesn't have the answers, Maurice. Ask Miss Nell. She's the one who decided to wait 6 weeks. Again, speculating right there. Like, how are we turning something that is not an issue to make it seem as if Mel is always trying to shut people's feelings down? She's always trying to avoid how she makes people feel. Why is this a part of the reunion? Make it make sense. But the reason why Nell had to shut down is because she is still upset over the fact that Mel said, when did you mentor me in? You've been my mentor. When you been my mentor? Nell, please let it the fuck go. Okay? While she said you counseled her, you majority counseled Martell. Okay? But of course, she was to put on the waterworks, talking about the countless nights and hours she spent talking to Martell majority of the time and Mel. And it pissed her off with her thinking that Mel just laughed in her face by believing that she was never there for her. She's never been a mentor to her. Nell, it is not that deep. Because I feel like you're not even accepting the fact that Melody appreciated you being there. But this whole mentor thing is really bugging me. And you want to now add that you went over there to counsel her at the time that your mother was dying and that you could have spent more time with her. Let me call you out right there, Miss Nell and Chris. You want a medal? You want a plaque that you left your dying mother to come counsel a couple going through their issues? I won't give you that. You decide to make that choice to leave your dying mother to go figure out how to help another couple. I don't know if they needed you, don't know if they asked for you, but you, my dear, will not try to place your guilt, your grief onto Mel. That's what you're not going to do, because I honestly think that you're trying to absolve your decisions of leaving your mother when she didn't have that many days left to live to go and counsel a couple because she says, I'm still grieving. You know what? For what we saw, Miss Nell, you've been avoiding grieving, but you've definitely been acting in grief to treat other people like shit. That's what you've been doing. Because I don't know why you want to be placed in a higher pedestal of where you are in Melody's life. More than you being her friend, you got to be a mentor. But what else have you mentored in? I feel look at a mentor that could be universal, right? But for me, Miss Nell, have you been a mentor to her while she's been navigating this divorce from Martell, after the divorce from Martell, navigating co-parenting with Martell? Have you helped her, mentored her in that aspect? Because if you're only stuck in that time where she was married, that you thought that your counsel, your advice was most needed, then I don't know what else to tell you if you're thinking that small, in my opinion. Okay? But she said she needed time to process her feelings. Melody was about to say something, but then Marcel wanted to throw it in Mel's face about she's not accepting her gathering. There's nothing for her to be gathered about. She is not going to be held accountable for what Miss Nell decided to do. Miss Nell is the oldest one out of everybody. How the hell are we supposed to take away her feelings that she left her dying mother to be there for Mel as if Mel ever asked her to? Nell's a grown-ass woman. She needs to take responsibility for her own decisions. That is not Melody's fault, okay? So now she goes on to say that there are times where Mel had pissed her off, but she has a soft spot when it comes to Mel. But she's been listening to other people's perception about Mel. She says she holds her ground. Miss Nell, your mind is all over the place. You can't say she holds a soft spot in your heart, but yet you look for ways to talk shit about her. Now, I don't mean in a negative way, but I do think you'd like to jump on the bandwagon on how people have perceived Mel in the last couple of years. Like, you held a negative thought about Mel when it came down to Martell getting arrested, and you used that rhetoric. I don't believe in throwing black men in jail. Until you heard the reason, then you had a change of heart. You did the same thing when you believed Martell about the 20 babysitters. You heard the story, you had a change of heart. It should not be this easy for you to have your mind changed from what a person has told you about Melody if you know her. But at the end of all that, Miss Nell said she's forgiven her, but they have not been able to get back to how they used to be. So after hearing how Miss Nell felt, her response was her feelings are her feelings, which looked as if she was being dismissive over Miss Nell's feelings, but I don't think she was. I just think that Miss Nell, I'm not going to have you guilt trip me because you decided to leave your dying mother over to counsel me and my husband at the time. But was it a dire need you needed to come over there? Take responsibility for the actions you took to come over there while your mother was living out her last days. Make that make sense, okay? So they cut to commercial break. Everybody's headed back to their dressing room. Marceau stayed behind to tell Mel that she proved their point. When they tell you they have an issue and you don't understand, you're not apologizing for them feeling this way. But again, that is not her burden to bear. That is Miss Nell and Chris's fault that they need to accept on their own. So Mel told them, but I've never told y'all can't come and talk to me. I've never said don't bring me how a situation made you feel or what I have said made you feel. Because obviously this is the kicker part for me. They know they can talk to Mel. That's the thing. What they want Mel to do is conform to how they think she should feel. They want to control how Melody should operate in regards to how things make them feel. But y'all never thought to have your own moral compass, understand how Melody would feel in the situation she's been in since she's been with Martell. So Marcus is talking to Tisha and Marceau about Mel's avoidance of other people's feelings. Tisha want to say it's been happening since season 1. How she don't show empathy, she doesn't hold herself accountable, and how she doesn't listen when people are expressing their problems and feelings. Bullshit, Tisha. Bullshit. From season 1 to now, no. Let's go to this current season, Tisha, where you acted a plumb fool at Nell's birthday and you didn't want to hold yourself accountable when you were the one who started it all. Let's get to Kimmy. You see how defensive Kimmy got when it was her situation about Maurice's DUI? That entire first half of the first part of the reunion, she was so defensive. She was deflecting. All of y'all operate on not wanting to hear certain things and operate on not wanting to hear certain conversations and how y'all have acted in certain conversations and situations. Y'all can miss me with that. So Marcus goes into Melody's room where she is confused about what transpired on stage because her last conversation with Kimmy was good. Then I'm seeing her give me this rah-rah energy on stage, and the way she's acting, it's making me think they came with the plan the night before. That they want to act like it's never been addressed. I have just disregarded how they felt, and seeing how the other half of the stage are full of supporters of Martell, and I'm on the other end because I'm not in support of Martell, and I got Tisha and Marceau. They're not supportive of Martell right now, so it's kind of interesting to me. And I have to agree, y'all already had a clear resolution of the DUI conversation. So why come back at the reunion to make it seem as if there's never been a conversation? Like Melody was painting a negative picture about your character when you done that yourself. The insinuation of the lipstick when you've done that yourself, because your whereabouts are still confusing. Your whereabouts literally paints the picture you were doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. Make that make sense. But as far as Miss Nell, Marcus It's definitely messy. He's definitely plotting because he was there when the bridal shower was filmed. And with her and Miss Nell having a good conversation, they both share some things. She felt like she didn't appreciate it. Now, as Mel being told that you didn't understand her perspective of her being there for you, she said her feelings are her feelings. I can't take that from her. But I've never told her to leave her dying mother to come and counsel me. Matter of fact, I don't think I've ever recalled a time I've ever told her to come and counsel me. Melody revealed in her Instagram live that the only time this counseling took place was when they've all hung out as a couple. And that the real first counseling session happened that season where she threw the glass at Martell. So that's the one thing that we gotta clear up. Melody don't strike me as the type of person who constantly needs someone to come and counsel her. Like she told Miss Nell, I got a mama, I got a therapist, and I got Jesus. Well, I appreciate your friendly advice at times because I do value your advice, but you weren't the first person I always go to when I have a problem. Do I appreciate the times you're there? Absolutely. But don't make it seem as if you've been the only person I've counted on in regards to what I've been going through. Don't place yourself out to be that big of importance in my life when you don't even really show up to me like that anyway. But moving on, we got Destiny. Lord have mercy. I did not care about her return. I was not asking for her to return. She says her story wasn't finished. Your story never started because you never talked about anything. Kimmy says that she's seen a new side of Destiny. She's been more honest and transparent. Not about her life. It's been about Sunny. It's been about Moses. That's all she talks about. This is the part of the grooming conversation, but they switched it with the segment of Lance. I really didn't care. Was Lance's storyline could be, could not be. She's always been attracted to him. What is the age difference between her and Lance? She wants to say it's 6 or 7 years. Miss Nell come back and says it's 9. Because she reveals Destiny's age. She's 42. Destiny want to lie and say that's not her age, but don't want to reveal her age. Why lie about your age? We've seen your mugshot. You're 42. She's had this crazy chemistry with Lance for years, and they wanted to see how it could blossom into something more since they both met around the time of them going through their divorce. Okay. Nell feel about Destiny dating Lance? What does Lance feel about Destiny? He says she's a nice lady, but they claim they don't have conversations about Destiny. In a nutshell, they don't think that Destiny's right for their son. They're having a very hard time saying it because Nell thought she knew Destiny just by her revealing her age, but apparently she's known her a bit more, and just witnessing her behavior, she don't believe that Destiny's going to be forthright and honest. She's not. Then there was a date night that Tisha, Marceau, Lance, Destiny, Chris, and Nell had that it was a joke made to Ms. Nell of how would you feel if Destiny was to become your daughter-in-law. She felt at that point she would have been honored. Now she don't know. She has a right to not know because Destiny's definitely inconsistent. The way that Destiny carries so much energy about a relationship she's not in anymore, it would have caused some red flags for Miss Nell to realize you are not worthy of my son. So now we got Sunny. Sunny comes out on stage. She looks gorgeous. We discussed the elephant in the room. Yeah, Moses is not here. We know he's in jail for a parole violation. He's going to get out soon. Destiny's sorry ass package of her trying to make it seem as if Sunny was this great friend of hers and this relationship she was in that wasn't a relationship nor wasn't a friendship. And just telling Sunny about how she's been received from social media. People thought she violated girl code. She's not a good friend. People don't even think she deserves to be on this stage right now. Please direct that same energy to Destiny because Destiny is exactly what you're describing. She's not about girl code. Okay? She doesn't know how to be a real friend. But at the end of the day, this whole thing came from Destiny. Destiny was the one who wanted this to be her storyline, her introduction back onto the show. Now, of course, the situation between Sonny and Moses was definitely messy, but once Sonny came out and revealed the entire story, I believe Sonny before I will ever believe Destiny. And I do think that Carlos, you definitely set up for Sonny to not have an opportunity to tell her story because this was supposed to be about Destiny. So clearing up that this wasn't her man at the time. That was her ex. I didn't steal nobody's man. Of course, she said it would be a difference if I was just her friend and I've known her and I've known her boyfriend and this and the third, but that was never the case. Yes, I met her through work, but it did not grow from work to a personal friendship. All I saw was a job. And Destiny wants to still paint that picture that Sunny knew the entire time they were in a relationship and still got involved with him. No, there was never no real interaction. She never had a conversation with Moses. In the midst of Sunny explaining her story, you see Tisha getting agitated, getting annoyed. It's like, why are you so mad at Sunny when Moses was the one who was in the wrong? And the way that Tisha was caping for Destiny, girl, you are a fool. You are a dummy. Okay? And I don't know why you carry so much energy on defending her when she never defended you when it came down to Martell calling you slow, stupid, you being a hoe. Make that make sense for me. Like the amount of energy that she was giving to Sunny was unnecessary. Okay. The whole thing about if my friend was dating a dude and I turn around and date that dude and then I end up secretly marrying that dude, that's trifling. That's trifling. Well, that's not what she did, Tisha. And then you wanted to mention your history of how you got with Marceau, that you had to ask your friends if Marceau have ever tried to holler at one of your friends. And Sonny came back at her with, but didn't I hear you dated one of his friends before you guys met? Tisha getting defensive. Don't like how the tables were turned on her about how she needs to answer on certain things that she don't find comfortable talking about. She said, "No, I didn't, sweetie. No, I don't do that. I don't do friends. Is there anything else you know about my past?" Well, Sonny said, "That's what I heard." It is so funny. Like, you really just try to call Melody out for getting defensive over not wanting to hear certain conversations. Here you go again, thinking that you can check Sunny of how she acted and how she got her husband. Turn it back on you. Here you are with your bobbing head, moving left and right. Child, that's evident. Like, crazy as hell to me. Like, just the way that Tisha thought she had a leg to stand on to check Sunny about how she met her husband. It's just crazy to think that nobody can ever go toe to toe with Tisha. Tisha, girl, please. I'm sorry. But it's the contradictory to me because she's not calling Sunny trifling. She's calling the situation trifling, but yet still blaming Sunny at the same time. Tisha's definitely giving pick me energy that no matter what the man does, you still blame the woman. And the energy that she's giving me is the energy that she might be practicing whenever it comes to that time. She'll have to confront the woman who's been sleeping with her husband. That's all alleged, okay? But moving on from that, I just love the way that Sonny checked Tisha. Like, girl, get the fuck out of here. Because, moving on. So, when it came to updating Destiny about her dating Moses, that they're getting serious, why did you think you needed to do that? Well, majority of that responsibility was for Moses because he was the one who had the history. Now she did reach out to Destiny. Destiny did not respond. Then she says she ended up receiving the message, and then 2 days after that, their photo got revealed. Destiny is delusional. Excuse me, because at the midst of how everything transpired about how she was updated on their situation, she still thinks that it was all a plot. Okay. Because she said that it was a scheme that Sonny and Moses came up to come with us with the bullshit by saying that Moses got involved with Sonny as a way to get back at her. The reason why was because she's the only one that is able to get him on this platform to come and talk to her. I had the same look and I laughed just like Melody laughed because that makes absolutely no sense. Like, you don't have his number, you can't call him. He needed to go to all these lengths to marry Sonny, go through IVF, just for him to come back and say, "Ha ha, I married Sonny, not you." He did all that. Okay. Mel wanted to add up in her head because it is funny. He chose somebody and was willing to fly all the way to Huntsville just so he can talk to you. Now Destiny knows she's looking fucking stupid and that Melody is laughing at her, and now she wants to just tell a bold-faced lie that what actually was between y'all because you and her met up back in July and made up with this storyline. I'm sorry, what? Melody said, where did you get that from? Because she wanted to say that Melody was also aware about Sonny being her producer as well. She's referring to the time that Sonny was able to get Destiny and Melody to perform at the Monica concert. But the fact that she stood there with a straight face and lied that they came up with a storyline to have it be a way to set her up. Destiny's a pathological liar. Like the way that she lies, it's scary as hell that you are a pathological liar. Because I don't think she likes the way that Sonny and Melody are forming a friendship, believing that they're forming a friendship because they don't like Destiny. You could probably not even be a factor into how Sonny and Melody have developed their friendship. Your friendship with Tisha, that friendship was definitely created off of your dislike for Mel. Because y'all both secretly want to be back friends with her, but y'all don't know how to hold yourself accountable with the way y'all navigated y'all friendship. But I digress. Because she wants to say that Melody was not surprised when they popped up at the podcast. Newsflash, they were surprised. Now Carlos, he had to break the fourth wall and tell her that I had my showrunner Marcus reach out to Sonny and ask them to be a part of the podcast because we knew we were in conversation you being back on the show. And that's how it all came out. Because it was been revealed you were already in communication with Carlos about coming onto the show, but you need a storyline. So right after the podcast situation, seeing how Sonny Moses did not receive a proper welcoming, it would have made a great storyline for you. So once we got confirmation they were coming, that's when you knew they were coming. So nothing was done behind your back. But of course, Destiny is being short by saying, yeah, I know you know. Yeah, I know you told me. Yeah, I know you told me. At that point, I don't see how it would have been a follow-up question with, then why did you say that Sonny and Melody came up with a storyline? Why would you say they met up with each other to come up with a storyline to come after you? Why would you think that? No, that would not be the follow-up question. We're just gonna just ignore Destiny's delusions and just not question that. So why she would think like that? Because Destiny has this warped mentality where she thinks people are coming for her, people are trying to hurt her. It's just weird. So weird to me. I swear Destiny has an excuse for everything. She is a professional victim. The way that he's trying to clear it up, she's being short with him by saying, I hope so. Please land this plane, please. Then we're calling her out that whenever she gets involved in things, things tend to go ape shit. The fight that she had with Stormy at the Valentine's event, y'all end up becoming friends. Then she wants to still add a disclaimer. Yeah, but while we became friends, she never tried to come in and attack me. Girl, nobody's attacking you. You done the attacking, okay? Sonny admits she was being defensive at the podcast, absolutely. But Destiny was so nasty towards Carlos, but Carlos was throwing a lot of shade towards Destiny. But I don't see how you can accept shade by your boss, but also think you can give your boss attitude. Because I feel like she looked at a dumb fool on that stage and nobody was co-signing her bullshit. But I feel like y'all do the same thing to Martell. Y'all know how Martell says things that doesn't have any merit, that doesn't make any sense, but y'all going along with it anyway. Destiny is another one. So, knowing how Sonny was defensive in the beginning, do you think there should be an apology given to Destiny? She's already apologized more than once, and Destiny wanted to be a fucking child and not accept it. I wouldn't apologize again. Do I think that Sonny owes her an apology? No, I don't. Now she wants to say that if you give me an apology but your actions doesn't change, then the apology wasn't genuine. Please take your own advice, Destiny, because I'm still awaiting for your real apology for that pimp comment about Miss Van. Because you still have not given a real reason why you said that. So, yeah, you have definitely displayed that whenever you give apologies, they're empty apologies. They're just a way for you to say you said it, just so that way people can know you said it, but you never meant it. Then Destiny brings up how it was low of Sonny to mention a paternity of her child and also the threat or the antagonizing that she would reveal why she got a divorce, why LeBerry left you. But you want to say that was low of her, but yet you wanted to insinuate that Mose and Sonny were cousins because all you heard was Sonny saying that they might be related but never got full confirmation. But all Sonny did was put a picture up on Murray. But I feel like we're not going to act like that conversation was not something that was already happening, because LeBerick did question whether or not Law was his. Finding out that Law was his don't change the fact that Destiny was being reckless by having multiple partners that led to her having 3 possible baby daddies. So make that make sense. And the only reason why Sonny finally decided to bite back is because Destiny's been talking about her on her Mental Mondays. I am just going to point out and say that, Destiny, you're not going to paint the narrative that Sonny's been talking about your child when she has not. Because one thing that I will never forget, we've never had the proper moment to hold Miss Wanda accountable for what she actually did say about Sugar Mama. Because she did talk about Sugar Mama. She was trying to put out a photo of Sugar Mama with another man by saying that's her father. She was actually willing to do that. Let's not forget, she talked about the kid's hair. There was an actual person on this cast that did talk about somebody's child that never got addressed. So what we're not going to do is jump down Sonny's throat, because all she did was talk about Maury Povich. That was all she did. But this is something that we shouldn't even be surprised about, because we already had this discussion. So this isn't brand new. And now she's talking about, I have a podcast where I review the show, I review my experience. No, you create your experience. You try to align and mix certain moments to paint this narrative. You actually talk about one moment of the show, and you try to use all of these big therapeutical words and situations to say that's exactly what this is. And who has been your main topic? Melody, Sonny, and Moses. Okay? But for me, I don't care. It's a lack of empathy for me that Melody has been someone who's dealt with this. And I don't know why we're giving grace to Destiny when she don't deserve grace for me. But that was the end of that. Now we get another break. It's a lot of breaks for the dressing room. I wonder what y'all are trying not to show, that we're just getting smoke screens with the dressing rooms. Sunny went to go to her dressing room. Melody walked back there to check on her. And Sunny was like, it's just a delusion for me. Because for her to say, we made up a storyline, why would you need a storyline? Like the lies that she said. Like, how can you lie like that? And apparently, Sunny and Melody haven't seen each other since the Monica concert. That was in 2022, the same year that Destiny saw her and when Sunny left the show. So how can Sunny and Melody keep up in contact with the possibility that Sunny might come back onto the show and that she has a storyline set up to come after Destiny? How can she know that Destiny was going to be a return cast member? Ooh, like Melody said, these people make up stories in their heads. It's crazy. And it is crazy. Okay? And you think that my husband would risk his freedom just to have a conversation with you when he could do it over the phone? I mean, he didn't even want to risk his freedom by showing up for you when he was your boyfriend at the time when you were on the show. Now we all know he did risk his freedom to be there for Sonny when it came down to all of this slander and backlash she had, but that was his decision and he got caught for it. So that was the end of that. We now got Buffy and Megatron. They have their package where majority of it was how she lied the entire time of whether or not she did anything with Martell. Now she answered all the questions, but her body language read to me that's not the answer she was given. Did she sleep with Martell? No. Did Martell want to sleep with her? No. Did Martell send you explicit pictures? No. Your mouth is saying no, but you're nodding, your head nodding, your body is saying yes. Okay? So Trish got confused when it came down to how to navigate the show. This is her first time. Also, is this your first time not trying to tell the truth? But when Martell didn't act like he knew her, she didn't know how to go about it. Do she follow what he's doing or do she say something? You could have said something, Since you wanted to be understanding and wondering what should I do, the first step was tell the truth. If he's trying to paint something different, go ahead and tell your story. But no, you've lied this entire time. Now she says the same thing she said with Miss Nail. Despite what everybody has said, he did not try to hit on me. All he did was talk about his marriage, how he loves Melody. We were both going through a divorce. Well, you were separated and you still didn't file any paperwork. Carlos wanted to be messy to ask Mel about how she feels. Don't know why you asked her, but she can't attest to Trish's character because for one, Trish is a liar. She don't know Trish. She knows her ex. She knows he'll fuck anything with legs. But I don't know. What could have happened, what might could have happened. I wasn't there. So Martell made a joke in the end by saying, I'm not gonna lie. We slept together. It was pure silence. And then he just busted out laughing. I'm just playing. I was like, if you had to wait, it looked like he was telling the truth. But the only person who didn't find it funny was Ken. And we're going to see how that dynamic will go when we get to the third part of the reunion next week. Oh, my Lord. I feel like this second part was not a waste, but it's the same thing over again. Y'all blaming Mel for everything. Y'all pointing fingers at Mel, and everybody else skated off then. Why aren't we digging into Tisha and Marceau? When will y'all actually talk about Kiki? Are y'all gonna do some type of memorial service for her? Y'all gonna put pictures or any of her funny moments? Like, what's tea? And now, no, now we got the surprise guest that's gonna come in the final part. We all know who the surprise guest is, Stormy. But why is Stormy a surprise guest? She came back this season. She started the first part of the season. She was here all throughout the season. She was there. So why are we giving her the title of special guest? That makes no sense. Why is she giving that title? She left before she could be contractually obligated to stay through the rest of the season. Did she have her escape plan already before she left? Because she left throughout the second half of the season from the girls trip. Like, let me understand that. But Stormy is a surprise guest. Like, there's no shock there. But y'all, that's it. That's it. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video. I'm seeing you guys later. Bye.